Happy New Year. I hope everyone enjoyed their holidays to the best of their abilities and is ready for a whole new season of Bold Life. Many of you may be using the motto, New Year, New Me. 2020 was a transitional year, and 2021 is all about applying. Here to tell us how to effectively create New Year resolutions is Dr. Madelaine Claire Weiss. How are you?
Fine, and thank you for having me here.
Of
You know,
course. So let's hop right into it. Why aren't most New Year resolutions effective?
first thing I want you to know is that humans have been making New Year's resolutions for at least 4,000 years. We were making promises to the gods so that our crops would grow and we would be in good favor with them. Even thousands of years after that, we switched it from March to January so that was in deference to the god Janus, who could see backward and forward. So we would look back and notice our mistakes and then make promises to do better going forward. Well, nowadays, we're still making promises to ourselves, about ourselves, for ourselves. So even though up 15% from previous years, about 188 million people have made resolutions. That's about 74% of the population. Around 92% of those resolutions fail every year.
And why
About
do why do they fail?
Well, that's really a head scratcher. What's really interesting is that not only do they fail on about 80% of them by February, but we're making the same ones over and over and
Yes.
over again. So we make them partially, I think, because we've been doing it for over 4,000 years. So it's baked in, but I think there's more to it than that. And what I'm thinking is that we use resolutions. If you say, what would the mind be doing if it wasn't thinking about those same 5 pounds, let's say, every year? The mind would be worrying about a real problem, perhaps, and
Yeah.
worrying that it might fail to resolve that. Or it might be thinking of a success, something that you could actually achieve. And what would that mean in your life? Who knows? Because we've never been there. So either way, those kinds of movement forward are out of our usual comfort zone. And I think this might be the secret answer to the question. So instead of going out of the comfort zone by actually achieving what we said we were going to achieve, we make ourselves feel good by being in favor with the gods and making the resolution, but nothing really needs to change. So we stay in the comfort zone, boom, done.
So it's kind of a mind game there. So you have a book called Getting to Great. So how can we be great this year?
So there are lots of methods for goal setting. And there is a difference between goal setting and goal commitment. And in the book, I do unpack that. The idea is that a great life depends on a great fit between who we are and the environments in which we work and live. So it's not who somebody else thinks we should be, or even who we always thought we should be, but really digging deeper so that it's internally driven by your real, true wishes, needs, and aspirations, and then finding that environmental fit. Part of the problem with the resolutions is that they're not sized properly. So to get to a great life, the action steps and the A in great is for action. They have to be not too big that we're overwhelmed and shut down, but they have to be big enough to excite the brain that something new is happening here, because that motivates us. And then we have to be absolutely ready to tackle the resistance to change, which is pretty much what keeps us from accomplishing our goals in the first place. And how we do that is by putting the executive functioning, not the lower anxious brain that we all have, but being able, knowing how to kick it upstairs to the higher brain so that the higher brain is driving the bus.
Great. So, do you have any tips for procrastinators? We know that procrastination is a huge reason why a lot of these goals don't, get completed.
I love that question. What would the mind be doing if it wasn't doing that? If we weren't procrastinating, and in fact, I use this with my clients and it's really helpful to them because it gets them out of that stuck place into being able to consider what they would be doing if they weren't doing that. And all of a sudden the procrastination kind of fizzles out, because once we're aware, it seems even to us a little silly.
Right.
And it's more functional to deal with what fear of failure, what fear of success, what fear of the unknown am I avoiding by sitting in the stuck place, which just really isn't that much fun.
Well, amazing. Thank you so much, Madelaine, for joining us today. I'm sure we can all use these tips to put our best foot forward this year.
There is an exercise on my website at madelaneweiss.com. If you go to the complimentary box and pull down power breathing, that is exactly how you put the higher brain immediately in charge. It can be used by anyone, anywhere, anytime, and I hope you will all treat yourselves to that.
Perfect. I'm definitely going to log on and print that out and check that out for sure. Thanks for joining us.
3 breaths. Thank you too.
Of course.
Happy New Year.
Of course. Happy New Year. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.